most of us have been there. Sometimes we ignore the warning signs because we love someone. Sometimes we ignore them because we're afraid of being alone. And sometimes we ignore them because we hope people will change. But here's the truth. Ignoring red flags doesn't make them disappear. It usually makes the pain bigger later. Today, let's talk about the real cost of ignoring red flags and how choosing yourself can change your life. Imagine you're driving on a road at night, and suddenly a warning light appears on your dashboard. Would you cover it with tape and keep driving? Of course not. You would stop and find out what's wrong. Yet many of us do exactly that in our relationships. We see the warning signs, but we tell ourselves, maybe I'm overthinking, maybe it'll get better, or maybe I'm expecting too much. And little by little, we silence the voice inside us that is trying to protect us. One of the biggest red flags is inconsistency. Someone tells you they care about you, but their actions tell a different story. They make promises they never keep. They disappear without explanation. They only show up when it's convenient for them. Words can be beautiful, but actions reveal the truth. Another red flag is disrespect. Sometimes disrespect isn't loud. It's hidden in small things. They constantly interrupt you. They make jokes that hurt you. They ignore your feelings. They make you feel like your opinions don't matter. Respect is one of the strongest foundations of any healthy relationship. Without it, love struggles to survive. Another warning sign is when you always feel responsible for fixing everything. You're the one who calls first. You're the one making all the effort. Healthy relationships are built by two people, not one person carrying all the weight. Then there's manipulation. Someone makes you feel guilty for having boundaries. They twist your words and make every problem your fault. Over time, you begin to question yourself. You stop trusting your own judgment, and that's a dangerous place to be. Here's another red flag many people miss. You no longer feel like yourself. Have you ever noticed that? You stop laughing the way you used to. You become anxious. You walk on eggshells. You think carefully before speaking because you're afraid of saying the wrong thing. When a relationship constantly steals your peace, that's something you shouldn't ignore. Now, let's be honest. Why do we ignore these signs? Because hope is powerful. We believe people will change. We remember the good moments. We tell ourselves, maybe if I love them more, maybe if I'm more patient, maybe if I try harder. But love cannot change someone who doesn't want to change. You can support people, you can encourage people, but you cannot heal someone who refuses to heal themselves. Sometimes we're not in love with who a person is. We're in love with who we hope they'll become. And hope can keep us trapped for years. Another reason we ignore red flags is because we're afraid of starting over. We think, I've already invested so much time. What if I never find anyone else? What if leaving is the wrong decision? But staying in an unhealthy situation simply because you've already invested time often leads to even greater pain. Don't let yesterday's investment steal tomorrow's peace. Now here's something important. A red flag doesn't always mean someone is a bad person. People are imperfect. Everyone has flaws. The question isn't whether someone has weaknesses. The question is, are they willing to take responsibility? Are they willing to grow? Do their actions match their words? Healthy people aren't perfect. They're teachable. They're honest. They take responsibility when they're wrong, and they respect your boundaries. Here's another lesson that changed many lives. The first person who notices a red flag is usually your intuition, that quiet feeling inside, the one that whispers, something doesn't feel right. Too often, we ignore it because we don't have proof. But intuition doesn't always speak with evidence. Sometimes it speaks with wisdom. Listen to it. It exists to protect you. But there's one red flag we rarely talk about. The red flags inside ourselves. Maybe you've ignored your own needs. Maybe you've accepted less than you deserve. Maybe you've stayed silent because you wanted everyone to like you. Healing begins when we stop blaming only other people and start asking, why did I ignore what I already knew? That question isn't meant to make you feel guilty. It's meant to help you grow. because every lesson becomes valuable when you learn from it. Remember this: choosing yourself isn't selfish. Walking away from disrespect isn't weakness. Setting boundaries isn't cruel. Protecting your peace isn't something you should apologize for. The right people won't make you constantly question your worth. They'll make you feel safe, respected, appreciated, and free to be yourself. If you're seeing red flags today, don't ignore them. Pay attention. Ask questions. Have honest conversations. Trust your instincts. Because the earlier you face the truth, the less pain you'll carry into your future. Life is too short to spend it chasing people who don't value you, or staying where your spirit slowly disappears. You deserve relationships that bring peace, not constant confusion. You deserve friendships built on respect. You deserve love that feels safe, not exhausting. Most importantly, you deserve to choose yourself. Imagine lying in bed after a long day. Your body is tired. Your eyes want to close, but your mind refuses to be quiet. You replay every conversation. You wonder if you said the wrong thing. You think about tomorrow. You worry about problems that haven't even happened yet. Sound familiar, right? If it does, you're not alone. Millions of people struggle with overthinking every single day. The hardest part is that overthinking feels like you're solving problems, but most of the time, you're only creating more stress. Your mind keeps searching for answers that don't exist. What if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I make the wrong decision? Before you know it, one small thought becomes 100 different worries. But have you ever asked yourself why you overthink? For many people, overthinking begins with fear. The fear of making mistakes. The fear of being judged. The fear of getting hurt again. If you've been disappointed before, your mind may believe that thinking about every possible outcome will protect you. It says, if I think long enough, I'll never get hurt again. But life doesn't work that way. No amount of overthinking can guarantee a perfect future. Another reason we overthink is because we want control. We want certainty. We want every answer before we take the first step. But life is full of uncertainty. Waiting until you feel completely sure often means you'll never move at all. Sometimes you have to trust yourself enough to take one small step. Not because you know everything, but because you know you'll learn along the way. Here's something important to remember. Your thoughts are not always facts. Just because your mind tells you something doesn't mean it's true. Your mind might say, nobody likes me. I'm not good enough. I'm going to fail. But those are thoughts, not facts. The more you believe every negative thought, the more power you give it. Instead, ask yourself, is there real evidence for this, or is my fear speaking? That simple question can change the way you think. Another hidden cause of overthinking is people-pleasing. When you care too much about what everyone thinks, your mind never rests. You replay conversations. You wonder if you offended someone. You try to make everyone happy. But here's the truth. No matter how kind you are, no matter how careful you are, not everyone will understand you. And that's okay. Peace begins when you stop trying to control other people's opinions. Sometimes the greatest freedom comes from accepting that you don't need everyone's approval. So, how do you stop overthinking? Start by slowing down. Take a deep breath. Instead of thinking about the next 100 steps, focus on the next one. Spend less time inside your head and more time in the present moment. Go for a walk. Talk to someone you trust. Write your thoughts in a journal. Take a break from constantly scrolling on your phone. Most importantly, be kind to yourself. Your mind doesn't need more criticism. It needs more compassion. Remember this. You don't have to solve your entire life today. You don't have to know every answer. Some doors only open after you take the first step. So stop waiting for perfect certainty. Trust yourself. You've survived difficult days before. You'll survive this one too. If this message encouraged you today, subscribe to the Inner World podcast and join our community of people who are choosing healing, growth. Before you go, I'd love to ask you one question. What's one thought you keep overthinking that you're ready to let go of? Share your answer in the comments. You may discover that you're not alone, and your words could help someone else find peace.
3, 2, 1!
You have been trying to find yourself again after emotional pain. Some wounds leave no scars that people can see, no broken bones, visible bruises, yet they can hurt more deeply than anything else. Emotional abuse is like that. It slowly changes the way you see yourself. It makes you question your value, your voice, your choices, and sometimes even your reality. If you've ever been made to feel like you were never good enough, controlled, ignored, or made to feel guilty for simply being yourself, this message is for you. The first thing I want you to know is this: what happened to you does not define who you are. Many people who experience emotional abuse begin to believe the hurtful words they heard. You will never succeed. Everything is your fault. After hearing those messages for a long time, they can start to feel like the truth, but they are not the truth. They are wounds, and wounds can heal. Healing doesn't happen overnight. There will be days when you feel strong, and there will be days when old memories come back. That doesn't mean you're moving backward. It means you're human. One of the hardest parts of healing is learning to trust yourself again. When someone constantly questions your thoughts or feelings, you may begin to doubt your own judgment. You may ask yourself, am I overreacting? Was it really that bad? Maybe it was all my fault. But healing begins when you stop judging your feelings and start listening to them. Your emotions matter. Your experiences matter. And your voice matters. Another important step is learning to speak to yourself with kindness. For a long time, you may have heard criticism from someone else. Don't let that voice become your own. Instead of saying, I'm not enough, try saying, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm worthy of respect and love. It may feel strange at first, but healing often begins with the words we repeat to ourselves. Healthy boundaries are another part of recovery. You don't have to allow people to keep hurting you just because they've always been part of your life. Protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's necessary. It's okay to say no. It's okay to take space. It's okay to choose relationships where you feel respected, safe, and valued. Remember, healing doesn't mean pretending the pain never happened. It means refusing to pain control the rest of your life. Little by little, you'll begin to notice changes. You'll laugh more freely. You'll trust your own decisions. You'll stop apologizing for simply existing. And one day, you'll realize something beautiful. The person you thought was lost was inside you all along, waiting for the chance to be seen again. If you're on this journey, please be patient with yourself. Healing isn't a race. Every small step matters. Every moment of courage matters. And every day you choose to keep going is a victory. If today's message spoke to your heart, subscribe to the Inner World podcast. Together, we'll continue learning about healing, healthy relationships, self-worth, and becoming the strongest version of ourselves. Before we end, I'd love to hear from you.